a powerhouse in strategic leadership, process excellence, and governance. Miss Kosha Desai.
The next metamorphosis came when I decided to become a lead appraiser. It itself, the journey is total transformation. The whole process itself just turns us.
You've led multiple CMMI transformations and process improvement journeys across sectors.
I became a lead appraiser and I started looking at the organizations from, a very larger perspective.
Hello everyone and welcome back to FaceTime with Leaders, powered by Directors Institute, World Council of Directors. I'm your host Tanay All, and today's episode takes us into a space that quietly shapes every successful organization but rarely gets the spotlight it deserves. We're talking about quality, leadership and transformation, not as buzzwords but as living systems that define whether a company just survives or truly evolves. And to help us decode the world, we have with us someone who has lived and led that transformation from every angle. Miss Kosha Desai, a powerhouse in strategic leadership, process excellence, and governance. With over 25 years of diversified experience across IT, telecom, healthcare, education, and oil and gas, Miss Desai has been the guiding mind behind countless CMMI appraisals, quality frameworks, and corporate transformations. A CMMI leader, LeadAppraiser, PMP and Six Sigma Black Belt, and strategic leadership consultant. She's worked with names like CUNIX Infotech, Deloitte, Simform, and Learning Made Solutions, helping organizations not just achieve compliance but reach excellence. Ma'am, it's such a pleasure to have you with us today. How are you?
I'm fine. And thank you. It's a pleasure even discussing and conversing with you tonight.
Likewise, ma'am. Ma'am, you've spent over 2 decades architecting systems that make organizations more efficient, resilient, and high performing. If you had to describe your journey through one or two defining moments, what would those moments be?
Oh, so Tanay, let me tell you, the moments are many, in reality, I have been a growth mindset person, okay, as defined by Carol Dweck. So I've been changing my paths from technical expertise to project management to training and now to quality and now excellence of quality of being a lead appraiser. So to start with, as I started my journey in 1999 and from 2004 itself, where I became a technical head. So from there, where I understood it is not only about the red work, as you say, which is the operational work, but it's also about the blue work. So now the blue work is the strategy. And when you talk about strategy, then it is about people and changing their minds and then, turning them, explaining them that, okay, this operational things are not supposed to be done this way. Let's try it like that. Okay, so that was the initial and inception that I started. Then going into project management and project management trainings and consulting, that is where that was another turning. So, there have been trenches. It's not only U-turn, just a turn. It has been trenches and then climbing back slowly, which has been teaching me. So when it was through the project management consulting for various organizations, like in energy sector or BPOs and definitely IT, as I am from. So there I understood that how I can implement this whole framework in various organizations. And definitely change and transformation is the same everywhere. The next metamorphosis came when I decided to become a lead appraiser. It itself, the journey is total transformation. The whole process itself just turns us. And this is where, I grew from project management, operational efficiencies to governance now. So now I see the holistic governance and then the process, metrics and then the measurement metrics and then the implementation. So this is the whole thing journey in crux, and I have been learning and learning.
Yeah, very rightly said, ma'am. Any journey takes its all ups and downs, but once you
Yes,
live through it, you realize how important both those phases were.
yes. it is like metamorphosis definitely
Yeah.
gets you a butterfly,
Yeah.
right? That's how it is.
Ma'am, you've led multiple CMMI transformations and process improvement journeys across sectors. How do you balance the precision of process frameworks with the unpredictability of human dynamics in any organization?
Yes, so whether you call it CMMI framework or you call it, project management professional framework, or you call it any other, like I'm a big fan of Eliyahu Goldratt, who is like an expert in operationals and lean and everything. So you call it anything. So everywhere it is about people, and people see the process will give you precision, and people will give you resilience. So it is about transforming the people which you take along. And here it is about not only, it's about being with them, understanding. Otherwise, they see you as some third person come here, and, you are trying to push something, some process, something. Oh, this is what the management has got for us, and, they want to do it. So it is about actually being with them. I have faced backlashes, like brutal backlashes from the team, but we have to get into them, explain the importance of lean and the what you get out of lean. So this is one, this or the theory of constraints, and explain the concept and how are you going to get better. Get into their shoes, explain them that the process, or it's not going to basically uh, invade their ego or their identity. It is about actually getting them more time and kind of getting the purpose, like ikigai, for their life. So being in IT, how long hours we spend. So it is, yes, it is about talking and explaining and actually showing them the results. That is where you get the transformation and you get the buy-in from people. But it's people who actually uh, will help you transform,
Yeah,
and
where I,
they'll get the best
yeah,
ideas.
yeah. Because culture in a team is about each and every individual, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Ma'am, you've implemented tools, frameworks, and audits at scale from CMMI Dev and SVC appraisals to process automation. Where do organizations often go wrong when trying to achieve process maturity, and how can they make sure that quality frameworks actually drive business value and not just paperwork?
Yes, so it is, I mean, I would say it is actually, it's compliance over capability. When basically the management thinks that it is, mere compliance that you want to do, but not achieve capability. So I would say, and this is what I've learned from all these years, that it is actually the mindset of management. It trickles down, it's all top down. The day management thinks that process implementation is something which is going to give me scalability and profitability, because at the end of the day ROI is seen, that it is management who is going to percolate these thoughts within, down. And then this is what, and management also. So now when you, so second step is, when you as a consultant go and implement processes somewhere, it has to be easily implemented. It is not about a workload or an overload of documentation. It is about how you consult, and as the work is done, the documentation, I mean the work, the processes have to be followed. So that is where you will conquer the people below management. So what one big thing I see is that if management feels that processes and frameworks are important and it's going to improve their business grow, then the people below will always follow them, or they will ensure that they follow them, and it becomes easy for a consultant or a middle management to help people.
Yeah, any culture always, I think, starts from a top-down approach of what they
It
believe in, and
is,
then
it
it
is
goes to different people.
the leadership styles, the leadership, if you see them dictatorial, so then you will see everyone down the
Very
same.
true. Very.
But
Ma'am,
if
you've led dozens of CMMI appraisals and cross-functional transformations across industries. What's one leadership lesson about people that genuinely surprised you? Something you only discovered in the trenches, not in the framework, and How did that insight change the way you design governance training or daily rituals for your teams?
Yes, so it is no leadership, style fits all, and no leadership style fits all situations. So, per se, as a human being, I am a very democratic leadership person. That may not work because it doesn't work when there are, pressing times and decisions to be made, and people have their 110 views. So this is one thing which I've learned, that you have to keep evolving as a person, and that is what I have done. I've continuously, so every problem that I see, I would go back to my college or NMIMS, or because I was a member there, I would read things. How do I implement now? Read up things. So this is what you have to do. So every problem may have a different solution, and people, as I said, do not fear change. They basically fear change of their identity. And you have to also be very careful about the informal influences, because there are these informal influencers and these stakeholders whom you have to actually make make them understand the benefits, and they will change things for you. So this is what I've really learned, especially the leadership style.
Yeah, communication, clear communication is something that always
Clear
helps.
communication, clear communication. Because communication is like, if they understand what is in, what is it in here for me, then they will do it.
Yeah,
Then otherwise it gets, various meetings and all the waste of time, but nothing will be fruitful.
yeah,
So
very true.
you need to go down, understand the floor, and you can't sit up and just change things and implement anything.
Absolutely. Okay, ma'am, now switching gears a little bit, coming back to our very own rapid fire round. A few quick questions, and all you request you are some quick answers. So, are you ready?
Sure, I am.
Lovely. What's the one thing you can't start your day without?
Going without going through any spiritual knowledge. So it can be anyone, but spiritual intelligence is required.
Yeah. If you weren't in consulting, what do you think you'd be doing today?
I would be into PMO, or maybe I would be into dramatics.
Oh, lovely. One habit that completely changed your productivity game.
Looking at everything from Six Sigma view. Now, I would actually, thank my mother-in-law also for that, because we only think of Six Sigma at work, but
Lovely.
she's taught me how Six Sigma can be implemented at home. So, that whole mindset
Yeah.
changed.
What's your comfort movie or show after a long work week?
Sarabai versus Sarabai, like
Lovely.
intelligent, yet it's just for that one episode and it's done with.
Yeah.
You don't wait for next.
Yeah. One thing people often get completely wrong about you.
Intentions at the initial stage when you try to do something new.
Yeah. If you could teleport anywhere in the world right now, where would it be?
We have a family ashram, as in, an NGO at Nagpur. So if I have to, I would go there and implement all my knowledge over there and kind of, change that place.
Lovely. If time travel were real, would you go to the past or the future, and why?
Future, of course, so that I would see that, okay, where am I, based on that. Past, I can't change anything. Future, if I see, I can do something better now.
Yeah. And finally, if your life had a tagline, what would it be?
Disruptions, challenges, changes, thy name is life.
Yeah. Lovely, ma'am. Okay, thank you so much. That was a rapid fire round. Now coming back to the slightly more serious questions.
Okay.
Ma'am, over the last few years, we've seen several governance and compliance failures rock the tech and consulting world, from fake ISO certifications and data privacy breaches to project audit manipulations that completely shattered client trust. When someone like you, who spent decades helping organizations strengthen governance and quality systems, look at those episodes, what do you think really goes wrong behind the scenes? Like, is it the process that fails or the culture that stops believing in the process?
So it's people over processes at that time. It is actually the mentality and the thinking. So if management level just view it as compliance and been implementing just for the sake of it without actually truly implementing on the floor, then the compliance is whatever you have may really not make sense. It may not show you the true picture. It will not show you any will not even get you profitability. So whether you're just doing it to get some tenders, and it's actually not showing you the true financial picture or your efficiency at on the flow level. So
Yeah. Half belief,
that's
half-heartedly, if you're following anything,
yes,
I think that leads to no results.
yes. So there's where governance, and it comes into picture.
Yeah. Ma'am, you're now associated with Directors Institute, World Council of Directors. We would love to know what inspired you to join the institute and how has that experience changed the way you approach leadership, decision making, and ethical governance in your professional journey.
So joining a directors, program was actually my plan since like next last 3 years. I've been actually waiting for it. I wanted to join it, and because once I became a lead appraiser and I started looking at the organizations from a very larger perspective and other organizations, that is when I thought that it's now time to get into the board. It's now time to get into what is the board actually deciding that is steering it in the correct way or in incorrect way, or it has to, and you have to continuously steer it. It is not one time. So that is where I wanted to get into the board and now get into governance, actually setting up objectives for organizations based on their mission, vision, and I mean it's the next growth part for me. So for that, I also have like I'm going to be embarking onto a PhD of governance. I've also taken up a company secretary so that I'm well equipped, with everything as I go on to this director
Yeah.
leadership.
Lovely, ma'am. That's lovely to hear. Thank you so much for all those insightful conversations. And I don't know about you, but I feel like I just took a masterclass in leadership, energy, and excellence, all wrapped in one conversation. Ma'am, you've turned what many people think of as process talk into pure inspiration. From midnight audits to breakthrough moments, from frameworks to feelings, you showed us that behind every process, there's a heartbeat, and that quality isn't in paperwork, it's in the community you built, it's in the personality, and it's not just about passing an appraisal, right? It's about building a culture and
It
doing the
is.
right thing even when no one's watching. So thank you so much for all of that, ma'am.
Yes, as I said, it should be खून में होना चाहिए. It should be in your blood.
Absolutely.
That is when you will not do anything wrong, even when someone is not watching you.
Yeah, very true. To
Yes,
everyone tuning in, if today's episode made you rethink how you lead, how you decide, or even how you measure success, that's the power of conversations like this. So keep that notebook open, keep asking tough questions, and remember leadership isn't a title, it's a practice. This has been FaceTime with Leaders, powered by Directors Institute, World Council of Directors. Until next time, keep growing, keep striving for success, and of course, have fun in your journey. Thank you so much.